Republican line. Lois is in Staten Island, New York.
Yes, hello. Okay, first off, everyone applauds the Democrats for being lockstep. They have a hive mentality. Second, they are like lemons also going over the cliff. Okay, now, while I'm not happy about the vote taking so long, I do support Jim Jordan over Jeffries because Jeffries is a communist.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here. And okay, now I don't care if they elect Satan. Jeffries is a communist. During Jim Jordan's humiliating failure to secure the speaker's gavel last week, C-SPAN's Pedro Echevarria took some live calls and a crackpot called Lois got through.
Look what the Democrats have given us. Two conflicts, inflation, high gas prices.
Well, when it comes to Republicans on Capitol Hill, they can't center around a speaker. Is the issue with them?
Say that again. I couldn't hear you.
Republicans on Capitol Hill can't center around a speaker. Do they have an issue, or do you think that's a concern?
There's one word that you're saying that I'm missing. Republicans on Capitol Hill
can't center around a speaker. Do you think that's a concern?
Yes, but it also shows that quite capable of independent thinking. Okay, now, I don't care if they elect Satan. Jeffries is a communist.
All kinds of unexpected surprises can happen during a live broadcast. It's often left up to producers of the show to screen potential Jacquelines from coming on the show. Cruella de Vil somehow slipped through the cracks.
And while they have very negative things to say about Republican voters, for me, I find Democrats high-functioning morons. They can hold a job, but they can't think.
Okay, that's Lois there in New York.
Echevarria asked the caller if the GOP inability to elect a speaker was their fault. This was an excellent question because most Republican extremists can't even answer the question of whether or not they think the 2020 election was stolen. Lois answered with a yes, but statement. In her mind, the Republicans are showing that they are capable of independent thinking by not agreeing on a candidate. She seems to think that the chaos is a sign of strength instead of a sign of sheer incompetence. At this point, Lois lost her marbles. Her argument turned into a flamethrower of craziness when she said that she preferred Satan over Hakeem Jeffries. She called Democrats high-functioning morons, but she was the one that sounded like the spokesperson for whiskey, cigarettes, and bad decisions. What a lunatic. Lois is either the crazy cat lady or a paid shill. It is possible that she's a member of the right-wing media cult, or she's getting paid to defame Hakeem Jeffries as a communist. Lois sounds like she hasn't read an indictment against Donald Trump or a dictionary. Russia is communist, and the members of Congress that have been sympathetic to Vladimir Putin have been Republicans. Marjorie Trainwreck Green fought to remove funding to Ukraine from the spending bill. Russia saw this as a victory. So when Lois tries to set up a false equivalency between Satan, the Prince of Darkness, and Hakeem Jeffries, it's not a solid argument. The comparison that Lois tries to make is idiotic, and only someone that is possibly drunk as she is could even follow along. She represents pure garbage. Is she the result of right-wing media, or is she just crazy? Probably both. There's nothing valid about this woman's accusations. She's full of misinformation and hate. Lois is the lemming who got duped into falling for Republican conspiracies and lies. It certainly seems like she is the one who drank the Kool-Aid. Lois is the type of person that falls for such outrageous nonsense that she has to try to convince others of her delusion in order to believe it herself. How many people like Lois are out there, littering the airwaves with their mindless propaganda? Unfortunately, they're everywhere. Mindless jackaloons that worship Donald Trump as their orange Lord and Savior and will follow him to the gates of hell, or until they or someone they know gets arrested and goes to prison. So Lois, who is to blame for this clown show? Former Republican Congressman Joe Walsh asks if the responsibility falls with Matt Gaetz or Kevin McCarthy for selling his soul. He asks if it was ultimately Donald Trump who enabled the cult. The truth of the matter is that it is the entire Republican Party, so blame the entire Republican Party. Maybe the Republicans should get behind someone that didn't try to overthrow the government. It seems like such a simple solution that is so difficult for these GOP hardheads to grasp. The truth is that the Republicans don't want to work for the American people. They want to secure backroom deals that will grease their pockets. Lois is an absolute clown for saying that she prefers Satan over a Democrat. Lois is nuts, and someone probably needs to limit their grandma's phone time until she's gotten her meds. Pedro Echevarria handled the situation like a professional. Lois deserved to be disconnected, but she got her moment to be heard, and she sounded like an absolute moron. What an absolute disgrace. Lois is either a lunatic or a paid shill. Either way, her argument is as nasty as she sounds, and that is an absolute fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.